Hey beauties, if you see this video, it is tutorial time. And if you want to know why I did this look, I never do a blue look for real, right? And my hair is blue. I match my brows to be blue. And again, as you know, I am on this beauty series to do fluidity lines. So I'm working on precision, working on designs. I'm trying to improve my arts and craftsmanship when it comes to makeup. So I just came up with this look. I was inspired by another look. I cannot find the video at all. Son, I was looking, cannot find it. I don't even remember the artist, but I saw it and I was like, man, I want to do that because I have blue hair. I just need something soft. I know I do an everyday look. So I just wanted to put the two together just to give it more drama. And of course I had to pair it with a red lip just to make it all out extreme so people could be like, oh my God, you can really wear all of that together? Yeah, you really can. And it doesn't look crazy. I mean, it might to some people, but for the girlies who actually do makeup, it's not that serious. How that be ever? We're going to get right into it. Stay tuned. Hey True Beauties, welcome back. As you can see, I'm already set up. My brows are filled in using the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette. It's an OG palette for the girlies. If you know, it's a brilliant palette to use. Going in with my Buxom as to set my base or a transition color, making sure that it doesn't cover the eyelids too much because we're going to build up the look. Going in also with Juvia's Place Cosmetics. If you know, they always come in clutch. Going in with a large blending brush, using that orange or golden color from the Quad palette, making sure that we blend everything out because we want it to definitely be blendable and build up the look. We don't want to go in too heavy. That's why we're going in with a large brush to make sure that everything is dispersed evenly and blended out as nicely as possible. Of course, we're going to add more depth to this, but this is just the first step. So we're going in, placing it where we need to, and I kind of work from the outer thirds in. The reason why is because when you pick up color with a brush, that color is very impactful, especially if it's very pigmented. We want to make sure that that color does not go where you don't want it to go. So in order to do that, if you're going to place a very strong color somewhere, make sure it's in a place where you can kind of blend it out or blend it with something to make sure that it just gives you the depth of look that you want. So I kind of tend to go with the outer third and then blend towards the inner just to make sure we have the right amount of measurement of depth of that color so we can just build on top of it. Again, using a large blending brush helps with that to disperse and blend out the edges so we don't have any harsh lines of demarcation, and making sure that everything is nice and evenly distributed. After getting the desired opacity of that color, we're going in with the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. We're going to use that brown. I should have the color somewhere in the description. We're going to take that and build on top of what we already done. Again, we're going in with another medium fluffy brush to blend it out to make sure that you can't tell where one color starts and one color stops. And of course, I'm going again on the outer third just to make sure that everything blends nice and evenly with each other. And we're going in either with the windshield motion, either back and forth as you see here, or going in with a circular motion to make sure that everything is dispersed in the area that we want. And of course, when blending, do not be afraid to go back and forth on top of the colors to make sure that you get the gradient effect of what we want. That is the technique of blending. Following that, we're going in with the Warrior palette, going in with that dark brown that is a more cool tone brown. And instead of black, which most girls do, I have a brown that kind of meets the need of what I want. So I'm going in with more of a tapered blending brush. It's more pointed. It still gets the job done to blend out, because again, we want to disperse the colors to build up the depth of the color and the gradients between all three. And going in with the outer third, because that's where we definitely want the attention at, and go back on top and blend as much as we possibly can. If you feel like you lost pigment when building on top of each other, that's the risk work that we take when we do gradient looks. Make sure that all of the colors are able to be seen in a very fluid way, just building on top of one another with no harsh lines. After that, we're going in with the lid color, and I'm just packing that on. Normally, we would do this with a cut crease, and as you can see, I kind of sped up the video a bit. But in this particular one, because I knew I wasn't going to do that much work, I just decided to just speed through it. But we're going to take that lid color, pack it on top. Normally, again, I would do a cut crease, which would require me to take either concealer or another base shade to make sure that the crease is sharp. But because I know I'm going to do more artwork, I kind of just packed it on top, and we're just going to go from there, because it's just a simple everyday look with a little bit of drama. So this is where the detail work happens. I'm going in with the Glam Vice Paint and Face palette. It comes in a box of 4 palettes, different palettes, Neon, Galaxy, I want to say Treasure, and the regular or originals, which I'm using here. And I'm just taking a very nice liner brush. You wet it with either a mix of medium. Today I used water. If you could do a mix of medium, it's easier or more likely that the work you do does not crack as much as if you would do it with water. But if you don't have a mix of medium, my tip or pro trick would be to take lash glue, lay out the foundation of what you want as a design, and then go follow that on top with the paint. So therefore, the latex of the lash adhesive gives you a base to where it moves with your skin and doesn't dry out, so where the paint can actually crack. Free 99 on the game, okay? Taking that liner brush and just giving the base of my design. Of course, I'm going to build up the lines or where I kind of desire more depth and more build or more notability for the line. And I'm going in also with a pointer or a dotting tool. Let me say it like that, a dotting tool, just to make sure that I get all the lines and the shapes correct with just easy peasy work, so you don't have to worry or focus on not getting it right. It's makeup. If you make a mistake, you can definitely go in and fix it. And as you see later on in this video, I made a mistake with this, but because it was just practice and I knew I wasn't going anywhere that day, I didn't really worry about it. Now, if I wanted it really precision-like, of course I'm going to clean it up or probably redo it again because it's me. But I'm just working just to make sure that I have a little bit of creativity in my profile, or to build a nice portfolio if my girlies want something editorial, if I'm able to do something for different events, fashion shows, and things like that, which I have done in the past, just to make sure that my creativity ability is up to par to go wherever the client needs me to go. So that's what I'm doing with this series. makeup beauties, do not be intimidated by looks like this. Matter of fact, I actually want you to practice these looks or looks like this because they're fairly easy, believe it or not. You're just going with the shape and kind of filling it in, or you can do negative space, which is kind of also what this look represents, and have fun with it. Don't overthink it. Don't stress about it. It's just giving you a little bit of depth, creativity, whimsy to your look, just to add fun to what you do on a regular everyday. Because without the blue line, it's just a regular everyday conservative makeup look. And I'm going to pair it with a red lip just to give it more va-va-voom pizzazz or extrability, even though I know that's not a word. But just to give you a little bit more, comparison, contrast to what you can do with looks like this, just so you can be more comfortable with makeup. For me, because I've been doing it for so long, it doesn't bother me. I even have blue makeup, purple lipstick and stuff like that I could definitely pair it with it, but I felt it was too much. And because of that, I decided to go with something like this. With this look, normally I would do my face on camera, where you can see how I do my foundation and concealer routine, build up the look and shading for shaping of my face. But because I want the girlies to really have comfortability with doing lines, getting comfortable with fluidity and things like that, creativity, just to give the girlies the idea, the beauties the idea on what to do, I decided just to focus on the eyes. And of course, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So basically, I'm just repeating the steps of what I did. Taking the liner brush and going over it as softly as I can. With this particular time of me doing the other eye, I felt like I maybe added just a little too much water and probably was a little too runny. Had I waited just a couple more minutes or kind of dried the brush off just a little bit more, it wouldn't have given me so much paint, but it still came out okay. So don't think that you can't make mistakes while doing this, even though you've done it a lot of times before. Trust me, child. That's why the Lord made Q-tips, Vaseline, or some type of makeup eraser. Because, yeah, we all make mistakes, even on our best days. Focus on trying to get everything even and evenly placed. Again, you don't have to stress yourself out. I would suggest you getting a liner brush, a good liner brush. You can find it off of Temu, Shein. If you can even shop on Alibaba. If you have a beauty supply store, you can definitely probably get one from there. Believe it or not, it depends on the beauty supply store. And if you don't have any of those things readily available to you, go to a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's. You could definitely get nice liner painter brushes and dotting tools for really cheap as well, because they always send out coupons. You can definitely sign up for their membership program, which is also free, okay? I'm trying to save us girls some money. And definitely get coupons to get their products for like the low. So just to keep that in mind. And just go in nice and steady, nice and even. As you can see, I sped it up, but I'm going in trying to match up the look as much as possible from one eye to the other. And I feel like I probably placed the second pump on the other eye a little too far up, like it's bigger than the other one. And then the droplet of water on the end didn't come out as evenly or beautifully placed as the other one. Like the stem got a little bit too big, and I felt if I would have went in with a bigger dot, it just would have made it like very, very off. But normally I would clean it up, just take a Q-tip because it's water-based and clean it right on up. It would have messed up the makeup underneath a little bit, but I could have fixed it with concealer and just blended it out because it's more towards the brow bone or the occipital bone of my eye, so it wouldn't have been so much of a problem. Child, we here. Now we're finishing off the look. I've done my face off camera. Again, normally I would do it on camera, but I decided to do it off today just so you could just focus on the eyes. I'm going in with the NARS lip pencil. That is my favorite lip pencil ever. It is called Cruella. If you need a lip pencil, mind you, it is pricey, but it is well worth it. Go in with that one. Following that, I'm using a Lancôme lip color in E.L.F Rouge. They don't have that particular line of lip anymore, but I love it. It goes on very smooth, and I'm just filling it in with a dark or black lip pencil just to give my lips a little bit more depth and shape. Normally I wouldn't do it, but I felt today because we were using cool tones just to compare it and make it everything nice and neat. It came out so awesome, and I used some chrome highlights just to add a little bit more depth. As you can see, it's purple and like a light white shine. If you've been on my channel, you know I use like 2 highlighters. The reason why, because it just gives me, I love the duality, okay? It just works. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you babies later.